Philip van der Bijl is a dairy farmer who has invested a significant amount to address the management and production challenges of his enterprise. We went to see what he's achieved since 1992, when he and son-in-law John Lang bought a rough block of land south of Mossburn that was once part of Dunroban Station.
We're a totally self-contained unit out here, wintering up to 1,700 cows, including heifers, and then we have about 420 heifers yearlings, plus about 250 bulls going into the winter. We run the farm with my daughter and son-in-law and my wife, and we have 5 male staff and 2 female staff. We actually have aimed all the things around the cow shed so we can catch all the effluent and actually make it go into the ponds and make the best use of it by putting it direct on the farms again instead of having it running into places where you can't have it go. This farm, when we bought it, I was very, very happy to actually find a farm where you could put the cow shed right in the middle and you could actually have 4 races going different ways for good stock movement and having 2 or 3 herds coming to the cow shed. It's been a very, very big advantage. We like to be self-contained, so we decided to build a wintering barn. And we spent a lot of time on the effluent system because a lot of the barns that were around, the effluent system wasn't as successful as I would like it to be. So in the end, we decided that we build one barn with the effluent coming to the middle, and we built a 300mm wall where the manure came over the top and dropped in the stirring pond. And where the stirring pond, there's a big prop in there, and the prop stirs it up, and then 4 minutes later, the press will start up, and the press will actually push all the fluid out, and it'll go into the pond behind us, which holds 9.5 million litres. We can test the fertilizer in the pond, and then with Egg Hub, we can know exactly how long the irrigator took to travel across that paddock, and we'll know exactly how much fertilizer we're putting on and whether we need more hectare in time to come to actually not have put any more fertilizer on, artificial fertilizer, and just use everything that we get from the cow shed and the wintering barn. This is the end product after it's been through the press, and it's just like sawdust, and it's very, very easy to handle. It doesn't weigh anything. We got a special spreader for it. We got one because it was all new in New Zealand. At the time, we imported one from England, and we just go to any paddock at all and sprayed it in the winter. We decided to start building the barn about 4.5 years ago now. And we started searching around what was available in New Zealand and what people had done and what we thought they'd done wrong and what we liked about it and didn't like. So in the end, went for the hydraulic scrapers, what size troughs you put in. The crossovers are very, very important. When you have 3 lines of cows here, you have to make sure that there are enough crossovers so the cows will actually, from the outside, come here into the center to eat. The beds themselves, we looked around a lot and we decided that the simplest, the foam rubber covered by plastic and then a type of lino, the cows appear to like them very, very much.
Well, it's great having the barn because you're working right with the animals and they can't walk away. Over the course of the winter, they quieten down and they get even more used to you. And we're at the start of the season or the start of the winter, you can't get within a couple of metres. By the end of the winter, you're virtually pushing them away. And that in itself is quite neat. And watching them gain a heap of weight in here and get lazy. And it's enjoyable working inside. The radio's going, there's lights.
We do all the silage. The whole crop barley fits in very, very well with our particular way of farming because we can plant it the 1st of November, harvest it the 1st week of February, and the cows usually are back in the paddock again in March. The cows have got a horrible habit of actually, they're just like people going to a smorgasbord. They want to dig in everything. And they turn it over and throw it away. And the cows here, if you look at this cow here, she's got her nose in there and she's pushing it out and trying to find the best, the nicest part. And in the end, the silage ends up here where my right foot is, and she can't reach it anymore. So our little Lily that we decided to buy, instead of having to have a tractor, because we can just start this up. We can start it up automatically if we want to, every 4 hours or whatever. And it'll just push it back in automatically, and it's not another man's job. At night, we have in the ceiling here, every second bay is a red light, and that comes on automatically at about 5 o'clock, and that goes till 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We can walk in here, and you can see enough without upsetting the cows, without having to walk in with a torch and suddenly frightening them, and then you have a stampede. And a stampede with 950 cows wouldn't be very funny. It's enormous expensive, and if you ask me, is it the right way for New Zealand to go, I'm still not quite sure, because our big advantage in New Zealand is actually having grass and having the cows eating it and not having to go through all these expenses. So this barn itself, just the barn, cost us just over $2 million. And then all the outside parts, that's the effluent part and all the silage storing. Because if you have cows in the barn, it's very, very important you've got perfect silage. And we've set everything up out there so we have perfect silage. That was nearly another $1.5 million. So you're talking here of $3.5 million that we've invested. But I do think for our particular farm, it fits very, very well into the plan.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.